Hello folks, this is Karl-James Langford on channel 0121975. This is my positive log. It seems that my negative log seems to be of interest to some people, so it's a positive log today. And just to put 2 points across really. Have you ever been in that situation where you've had really positive things happening and then they've passed you by? You can't think why. But then there's the positive times that you've had something happening to you and it's gone very slowly. That's the one I'm interested in. The point here is that when you appreciate every detail and get caught up in the detail, time goes very slowly. I always correct people when they say, I wish this time would go fast, or I want this to be over, I want the day to finish. And I always correct people who say that by saying that don't wish time away, don't wish your life away. Don't wish your life away was something that my parents, I think, if not my parents, definitely my grandparents would say. Life is very precious. And in the moment, as I see all around me, my grandmother's 97, and there's a sense of great life. I don't like to use that D word because to me it's a concept that doesn't exist. We are at the present to what we create, and we touch people's lives to make a difference. They're in that moment what we give and offer, which is positive, is something that lives forever. To back this up, I would like to add a piece of wisdom from a guy by the name of Steve Taylor, who's written about all this stuff. And he looks at two perspectives. Now, the second perspective is the one that I go with. He says, in my view, the speeding up of time we experience is mainly related to our perception of the world around us and our experiences, and how this perception changes as we grew older. The speed of time seems to be largely determined by how much information our minds absorb and process. The more information there is, the slower time goes. But then again, not in his words, but you can be a slave to all this new information. How often do I think myself that I'm learning a script and I wish that information to go in there and to stay, and it's new information. Strangely enough, when you're doing the same thing over and over again, it's almost as if time goes so fast, and you can become very much of a slave to that moment, and therefore time just does go fast. But the second approach from Steve Taylor is that something that links very much to me. A second way in which we can slow down time is by making a conscious effort to be mindful of our experience. Poets and artists often have this kind of childlike vision. In fact, it's this that usually provides the inspiration for their work. They often have a sense of strangeness and wonder about things which most of us take for granted. and feel a need to capture and frame their more intense perceptions. Now, 2 points to this, and the third point leads me on to my next piece of this log, is that my mind is full of memories, and we're only talking about the positive ones. And one of 2 memories that I'll share with you is that when I first had an opportunity to go to the place where my children and their mum now live, and this was about 4 years ago. The greatest memory was that my children showed me their rooms with a sense of pride. Oh, that went slow. It was a new experience for me and them. There are a few other moments that I could share again, but the biggest piece was the excitement with my daughter Emily. She ran upstairs and she said, "Daddy, Daddy, you can look at my room again. I've got some friends waiting outside." And I had my shoes on. I went outside and her friends were in a little row. 2 of her little friends. And they each had a carrier bag each, wearing gloves. My daughter Emily said, "Now my daddy's going to show you how to identify leaves in a wood, and he's also going to tell us the ages of these trees." And it's almost like that moment went so slowly because it was new. And then I went to the woods with the 3 of them, my daughter Emily and her 2 friends, and we looked at the trees and the ages and stuff. And in a moment I heard their mum shout in the woods, "Carl, there's a cup of tea waiting." And for a split moment, that whole time of 10 minutes seemed to have lasted forever, because they were new experiences, and I absorbed those experiences. And then you've got other experiences as an actor myself, that when you turn up on set, and this is with one particular film last October, it was I was very aware of the minutiae of everything, observing everything, being part of everything, and time went so slow. So the next point is this. I've mentioned it in another video log, but I think one of the keys to people having problems with anxiety, people having problems with OCD, and lacks of confidence, is very much to get to the bare bones and to understand what you're carrying in that bag around with you. When you go out, how much of that stuff do you actually need? So I've been challenging this perception with myself and those that know me and understand me, and I just thought, And I just thought very recently that if I leave everything behind and don't leave with anything other than my front door key, leave my credit cards behind, leave my mobile phone behind, bring all that physical identity, leave it behind, and just have the clothes you're wearing. And strangely enough, that sense of being free from all negativity, free from everything you're carrying, you're able to do anything. You're able to climb trees. You're able to fall over in the sea without minding. You're able to look around and look at the trees without being bothered that you're aware that you might lose something. When you've got nothing with you, you're oblivious of the world around you except for the moment that you're in and who you're with. And it's such a magical, powerful experience. And it's that sense of the inner child. It's the sense of understanding that you are on this planet. It's only then, when you've got nothing, that you look and observe everything. Not distracted by having the need to pay for something. Not distracted by your mobile phone going off. Not distracted by the thought that something that you've got might drop off and you're worried that some of your possessions might disappear. You don't have to worry about somebody pickpocketing you and all these, irrational things that we all think about. Can you imagine you go on the tube in London, the only thing that you've got with you is your Oyster card around a little pouch around your neck. You can't really lose it. You've got nothing else with you. So little signs around you say, be very wary of pickpockets. What are they going to do? Steal the shoes off your feet or your socks? So what if they did? It's not going to bother you. And I think on that great moment that you're able to somehow make time go very slowly and appreciate everything because you've put it down to the bare bones and now you've got nothing. Everything that you see and experience is the glory of being alive and life itself. This is Karl-James Langford for my very positive video log. Thank you very much.